My wife is about to cash in on my life insurance policy, but doesn't know it yet. Throw away. I haven't used this site in years, but still want anonymity. We bought our home, our first, around 3 years ago after being together for a decade and scraping up any penny we could get our hands on to save up for the down payment. Both of our parents were relatively poor and had never owned a home, so it was important for both of us that we had one before we started a family of our own, which was planned for this year. Out of necessity, we moved 1,000 miles from the place we both grew up so we could afford that home, both giving up decent jobs but making sure we had others secured prior to our final move. My wife, I wish I could showcase her in this post without giving anything away. She is, without a doubt, the most amazing thing ever. She is beautiful and brilliant, warm and funny, hardworking and dedicated. I don't know how a less than stellar specimen of humanity ever managed to attract her, let alone convince her to date me, marry me, and move 1,000 miles away from anything she'd ever known. She deserves all the best in life, which is why everything that's happened since we moved bothers me so much, even though she is still hopelessly optimistic. The job I had secured before the move fell through before I even got to start, gone in the blink of an eye. I struggled to find work, no degree, no tech skills, etc., and ended up having to take a position making about $30,000 a year less than what I had been making previously. My wife flourished. I had never seen her so happy to go to work. Her last employer paid her decently, but it was a nightmare for her that offered little in the way of advancement. At one point, a regional rep literally told her women will never climb above middle management. Her accomplishments made me so proud. And even though she was doing so well, she didn't stop supporting me for a second or letting her growth and success overshadow my needs or struggles at all. Again, she is the most amazing thing ever. Well, that terrible job I landed lasted about 9 months before I was laid off, wherein followed another 4 months of unemployment before landing another terrible job, this time an entry-level position in retail, something I hadn't done in over a decade. Then 6 months into that, a customer complains to corporate that I was rude, I wasn't, and threatens them with posting video on social media unless she gets free services. They comply, and I lose my livelihood for the third time in 3 years. Hat was 5 months ago, and since then I've had two interviews, both for shady sales positions, and an offer to get a real estate license with the provision that it would be paid for by the sponsor, but I probably wouldn't see paycheck for the first 6 to 9 months, and she doesn't have that long. Also, since that time, my vehicle has broken down, 240,000 miles. Our water heater burst. The motor for our central AC unit burned up. The roof has developed a leak. Both of our lawnmowers have stopped working. The AC in my wife's vehicle stopped working. 100-degree days are common. The freezer on my refrigerator won't stay cold, and I've been unable to keep up with the credit cards we maxed out to get us through my patches of unemployment. None of it has been her fault. I've told her mostly about what I'm dealing with, but she doesn't need to be burdened with doing any more than what she's already doing. I have no friends, and the family we do have wouldn't be able to help even if they wanted to. One of the only things that I've been able to keep up with is the decent life insurance policy I purchased before we moved, due to the inherent high risks involved with my former employer. One of the clauses in the contract is that it pays out in full for any cause of death, regardless of the manner, once 5 years have passed. That date comes up in October. So, I'm worth $500,000 if I'm no longer on this earth, and it's the only way I can make sure that she's taken care of. We were supposed to have our first baby this year, and I just can't do it. I'm not going to saddle her with being a widowed mother of a newborn. She's still young, younger than I am, so she'll have time to find someone else to start a family with and live out the rest of her life. The money she gets from my departure will be enough to pay off the mortgage, the credit card debt, all the repairs to the home and cars, and still have enough left to put some money away for whatever she chooses. I've made out a will requesting the cheapest possible way to dispose of my remains. That's it, I suppose. I wish I could say that writing all this had some type of catharsis, but the fact of the matter is that barring winning the Powerball, despite not buying a ticket, there's just nothing else I can do. I'm not going to let her sell this house. It's everything she ever wanted, and I won't crush that for her. She's the best thing ever. If you read this, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it. Best of luck to all of you out there. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like the story.